Good evening. I'd like to call the Monday, June 2nd, 2025 Town Council meeting to order. And if you could please rise, if you are able, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councillor Buganski. Councillor Lewis. Present. Councillor Balboni. Present. Councillor Carey. Present. Mayor Delnicki.
Here.
Councillor King.
Here.
Councillor Fitzgerald.
Just watching the door. She's here.
Here. Councillor Pendleton.
Present.
And Councillor Buganski.
Thank you, Madison. Okay, I have a few remarks prior to our presentation for the Patriotic Commission Essay Award. Friday, June 6, 2025 will mark the 81st anniversary of D-Day, also known as Operation Overlord, the Allied landings along the Normandy coast during World War II. Saturday, June 14th is Flag Day, and the Patriotic Commission will hold a flag retirement ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park at 9 a.m., a dignified tradition of retiring worn flags with respect and gratitude. If anyone has a worn or tattered flag, they can bring it down to Veterans Memorial Park prior to the ceremony. And Sunday, June 15th is Father's Day, and I have an announcement for one of the committees to fill the vacancy due to the resignation of Deputy Mayor Siracusa. There's a vacancy on the capital projects, so I am appointing Councillor Buganski to finish out his term. And finally, we have our 2025 Patriotic Commission Essay Contest winners here with us tonight. I will join Will Corsi at the podium to assist in presenting the certificates to our contest winners.
All right, good evening. Perfect. All right, good evening, Town Council. My name is Will Corsi. I am a member of the South Windsor Patriotic Commission. Tonight, I'm here to help recognize and congratulate the winners of the 2025 Patriotic Commission Student Essay and Poster Contest. Each year, the South Windsor Patriotic Commission hosts the Student Essay and Poster Contest to gather thoughts, opinions, and representations of what patriotism means to our younger generations. We provide prompts for each grade group that aim to inspire careful reflection on our country, the importance of community, and those who have come before us. It is always a pleasure to collect, read, and view what the students of South Windsor feel best represent patriotism. We, the members of the South Windsor Patriotic Commission, always find strength and reassurance that our country is in good hands for the future. This year, we had 54 entries into the essay and poster contest, which is almost double our entries from last year, although there's always room to grow. Thank you for all the students who participated. We look forward to hopefully more entries next year and spreading the word about our essay and poster contest. For this year, we had 12 winners across 4 grade and age groups. Our first was our poster contest for the kindergarten to 2nd grade class. We'll go with that one. The prompt for that one was create a patriotic picture in red, white, and blue. In our grades 2 through 5th grade group for the elementary was my favorite patriot and why. In group 3, which was our middle school group, grades 6 through 8, the subject was how I can increase patriotism. And then for group 4, our high school 9th through 12th grade was what it means to be an American. You ready? Okay. So we will start with the high school group first. It's always easier if we start with the high school group and work our way down so they can have an idea. The way this will work, I'll call the name up to come receive a certificate from Mayor Delnicki as well as a town coin, and then you can go around to shake hands with all the council members. At the end, we'll have all of the winners collect in the front for a picture with the town council, and then parents and students You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the town council meeting if you would like, but it is not a requirement, so feel free to exit once we're completed with the ceremony. Okay. I'll let you know which ones have not. We didn't get a full roster here today. That's okay. So in third place for our high school group, again, our prompt was what it means to be American. Our third place was Anum Kam, who's in 11th grade, and they're not here today. But thank you. Our second place was Navina Gravseth Roman, who is also in 11th grade from the high school, also not able to make it tonight. However, our first place winner in the high school group was Garish Prasad, who's in 9th grade from South Windsor High School. Yeah. In our middle school group, again, our prompt was, how can I increase patriotism? Third place was Artit Bakshi in 6th grade from Timothy Edwards. Yeah. That's helpful. Thank you. In second place for our middle school group was Akshita Ajay, 6th grade from Timothy Edwards as well. And then our first place winner for the middle school group was Arohan Parida from 8th grade, who was not able to make it this evening. But congratulations to Arohan. All right. In our elementary school group, grades 2 through 5, again, our subject was My Favorite Patriot and Why. In third place with Ram Desai, who's in 4th grade from Pleasant Valley. You got one. In second place, from Pleasant Valley Elementary as well, was Shubhankar Paul in 4th grade. And then in first place for our elementary school group was Sarthak Pandit in 4th grade from Orchard Hill Elementary. Now for the posters. And then finally, in our kindergarten through 2nd grade group, The subject was create a patriotic picture in red, white, and blue. So these students submitted a poster instead of an essay for the contest. And I believe I've given them their poster, so when they come around, they can show you their poster, and then we can show it as necessary. So in third place, in first grade at Orchard Hill Elementary, is Vayu Chaudhary. There we go. In second place, from Pleasant Valley Elementary in second grade, was Sham Desai. Yeah, you want one? There we go. You can do it. Don't forget to ask, Sham did a great job. He has a bonus picture on the back. And I might ask for a volunteer for our first place, unless you want to walk it around. So first place was not able to be here this evening, but in second grade from Orchard Hill Elementary was Natasha Johnson. Okay, last thing before we take our picture, I would like to invite our first place winners to come up to read their essay. So let's start with our 3rd to 5th grade group. So Sarthak, if you'd like to come up, I believe you have a copy of your essay, if you'd like to read it. Yeah, now let me adjust the microphone for you. Would this be easier to stand over here and read it?
Yeah, maybe it would be easier.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarthak Pandit, and I'm in 4th grade at Orchard Hill Elementary School. I'm really honored and excited to be here with all of you tonight. Now I'd like to share my essay, My Favorite Patriot, and why. Patriotism is about love for our country, loyalty to its values, and a willingness to fight for its freedom and future. A true patriot dedicates life to the greater good, making sacrifices to protect and build the nation. On Memorial Day, we celebrate the bravery of all who fought for our freedom, and when I think of a true patriot, I immediately think of Sybil Ludington, one lesser-known American patriot. She isn't as well known as George Washington or Thomas Jefferson, but she did something amazing during the American Revolution when she was just 16 years old. Sybil's bravery and determination make her a true hero, so she's my favorite patriot. In 1777, when the British were planning to attack Danbury, Connecticut, Sybil rode more than 40 miles through the night to warn the local militia. She did this all by herself, in the rain and through dangerous terrain. She helped gather the militia in time to defend the town and stop the British soldiers from causing more damage. Her actions directly contributed to the American victory in the Battle of Ridgefield, where the British forces were pushed back. However, her contributions were largely overshadowed by the more famous names of the Revolution, which is why she is considered a hidden hero in American history. What I appreciate about her is how she demonstrated that even young people can be heroes. She was only 16, but she dared to embark on a dangerous mission for her country. Her ride saved lives and kept the community safe. Even though she didn't get as much recognition as other patriots, she still played a key role in the revolution, and her actions remind me of how patriots of all ages, including women and young people, made significant sacrifices during the fight for independence. Thank you so much for listening to my essay. I'm really grateful for this award and for the chance to share my thoughts with you tonight.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was fantastic. For our middle school group, Rohan Parida cannot be here this evening, but you do have a copy of his essay in your packet. Again, the prompt there was how can I increase patriotism? Our last for our high school group, and first place for Garish Prasad.
Good evening, Town Council. What it means to be an American. Being American encompasses a range of definitions shaped by the diversity of the nation. It is not merely about residing in the United States, but about embodying the values and principles cultivated throughout its history. At its core, being American reflects the ideals of freedom, equality, opportunity, and unity. A defining characteristic of American identity is a commitment to freedom and democracy. The United States was founded on the principle that individuals have the right to live without oppression. This belief is enshrined in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which safeguard freedoms such as speech, religion, and assembly. To be American involves actively participating in the democratic process, whether through voting, running for office, or engaging in meaningful discourse on pressing issues to help shape the nation's future. Another vital component of American identity is the pursuit of equality and justice for all. The country's history is marked by significant struggles for civil rights and social justice, from the abolition of slavery to the ongoing fight for gender equality. Being American means acknowledging these historical and current inequities and striving to build a fairer society. It demands standing against discrimination and upholding the rights and dignity of every individual, regardless of their background. The United States is often referred to as the land of opportunity, where hard work and determination can turn aspirations into reality. This belief in personal success is a cornerstone of American culture. It champions innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, fostering a society where individuals can pursue their passions and make meaningful contributions to their communities and beyond. Celebrating diversity and fostering a sense of community are central to the American ethos. As a nation of immigrants, the United States has benefited from the contributions of individuals from across the globe. The rich tapestry of cultures and perspectives strengthens the nation as a whole. To be American is to embrace this diversity, recognizing that it enriches the collective experience and to cultivate an inclusive sense of belonging that respects and values differences. Finally, being American entails a strong sense of responsibility and citizenship. It calls for contributing to the greater good and addressing societal challenges through acts of service, whether through volunteering, public service, or simply being a considerate neighbor. Americans are expected to uphold values such as compassion, generosity, and civic engagement. In conclusion, the essence of being American lies in a shared commitment to the ideals that have shaped the nation over time. It is reflected in the ongoing effort to create a fair and inclusive society, to celebrate the richness of diversity, and to foster a collective sense of belonging. Beyond an identity, being American represents a responsibility to contribute meaningfully toward a better and more unified future for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all very much. Congratulations again to all of our winners. If we would like to just take a moment, we can gather our winners and town council for a picture, and then you're all free to go. Or again, you can stick around. So thank you all very much again.
What's his name? Corsi? What's his first name? He's leaving already. What's his name? Corsi guy. I can't say anything. I know, excuse me, I know everyone is about to leave, but I'd just like to say something to all the children in the audience and the parents. I want to thank the Patriotic Commission for what they do every year and the hard work in sifting through and reading through all the essays that are presented. It's a wonderful thing. I used to be on the Patriotic Commission, and I'd like to thank you all for your volunteerism and your hard work. But I'd like to say one special thing about the families and the parents that are here that support your children and encourage your children to participate in something that's very important to our community, and that is patriotism, and that is civil work, and that is volunteering. And I want to thank you all for all the encouragement you give your children. Most importantly, I like to say to the little boy who talked about the Revolutionary War, I had patriots that fought in the Revolutionary War. So I belong to the Daughters of the American Revolution. So I have 27 veterans in my family. So I truly appreciate you recognizing the Revolutionary War. And one more thing. I was shuddered when we stood to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And I could hear the children's voices so loud and so crisp and so clear. It brought tears to my eyes, and I just want to say thank you. It was beautiful. Thank you. And I'm done. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. Yep, you just had to. You just had to. Okay, moving on to item 5, Councilor Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move adoption of the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Discussion, Councilor Fitzgerald.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I would like to move items 13E through 13I to after item 5 on the agenda.
I don't think you can do that
Second.
because you made the motion. I think somebody else needs to move that. Mr. Town Attorney?
Does someone else have to move that? Can Councilor Fitzgerald move?
She made the motion.
She made the motion. Can she move the agenda items?
Yeah,
Thought we-
somebody else should make the amendment. It was your motion. Somebody else should make the
Okay.
Oh,
amendment.
okay, because I've done that in the past, but okay. Councilor Balboni?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda and move 13E through 13I after number 5.
We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on moving 13E through I? Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Hearing none. 13E and I moved up. And any other further changes, discussions? Councilor Balboni.
Yes, I'd like to make a friendly amendment to 13A, resolution nominating Michael Boganski as deputy mayor. I'd like to change that to the resolution nominating Carolyn Carey as deputy mayor.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion?
I have a question. Do we do that now, or do we wait until the resolution is read and make the friendly amendment then?
Actually, it shouldn't have been a friendly amendment. It should make an amendment to the resolution.
I mean, the resolution
You
should
can do
be
that
read.
now. You can,
Oh, you can?
yeah, you can do that now.
I've just never seen that before. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? I'd like to make a friendly amendment to the amendment and change from myself reading this resolution to Councilor Balboni. Friendly amendment, Councilor Balboni, or you want to accept my friendly amendment? Okay. All those in favor of,
Excuse me, one more time, sorry. Shouldn't we vote on them separately?
well, friendly amendment doesn't get voted on because he's accepting my friendly amendment.
Oh, sorry.
So all those in favor of the amended resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Roll call, please.
Councilor Buganski? Councilor Lewis? Councilor Balboni? Counselor Carey? Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Counselor King? Counselor Fitzgerald? Counselor Pendleton?
Okay. We have
5 yeses,
5 yeses
3
and
abstentions.
3 abstentions. Motion carries. And all those in favor of the agenda as amended? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Roll call, please.
Counselor Lewis? Counselor Balboni? Counselor Carey? Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Counselor King? Yes. Counselor Fitzgerald? Yes. Counselor Pendleton? 7 yeses, 1 abstention.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, moving to 13E. Okay, I'll be reading this. 13E is resolution accepting the resignation of Matthew Siracusa from the Town Council effective May 20th, 2025. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby accepts with regret the resignation of Matthew Siracusa from the Town Council effective May 20th, 2025. And be it further resolved that the South Windsor Town Council extends its thanks to Matthew Siracusa for the time dedicated to serving the community by membership on the Town Council. Okay, we have a motion. A second. Any discussion? Councilor Balboni? Okay. Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 13F. Councilor Lewis.
Resolution accepting the resignation of Stephen Cadero from Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission, effective May 27, 2025. Be it further resolved that
Hold on, Councilor Lewis. You do have your microphone on, please?
Sorry.
Can you start from the very beginning, please?
I can, thanks. Sorry about that. Resolution accepting the resignation of Stephen Cadero from the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission, effective May 27th, 2025. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby accepts with regret the resignation of Stephen Cadero from the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission, effective May 26th, 2025. And be it further resolved that the South Windsor Town Council extends its thanks to Stephen Cadero for the time dedicated to serving the community by membership on the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 13G, Councilor Balboni.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution accepting the resignation of Mike Lulette from the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission effective May 23rd, 2025. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby accepts with regret the resignation of Mike Lulette from the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission effective May 23rd, 2025. And be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council extends its thanks to Mike Lulette for the time dedicated to serving the community by membership on the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission.
We have a... Okay, thank you, Councilor Baginski. We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 13H, Councilor Carey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution accepting the resignation of Michael Lulette from the Planning and Zoning Commission effective May 23rd, 2025. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby accepts with regret the resignation of Michael Lulette from the Planning and Zoning Commission effective May 23rd, 2025. And be it further resolved, the South Windsor Town Council extends its thanks to Michael Lulette for the time dedicated to serving the community by membership on the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Do we have a second? Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 13I, Councilor Baganski.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution appointing Michael Ouellette as a member of the South Windsor Town Council. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby appoints Michael Ouellette in accordance with Section 208 of the South Windsor Town Charter to the Town Council effective June 2nd, 2025, for a term ending November 10, 2025, to fill the unexpired term of Matthew Saracusa, whose resignation on May 20, 2025 has already been accepted by the South Windsor Town Council.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. You will now come up and our town clerk will swear you in. You got to get sworn in first. Right.
Gotta get sworn in, brother. Yeah, we all went through the same thing. Don't worry about it.
All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you, Michael Ouellette, solemnly swear that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as town councilor for the town of South Windsor to the best of your ability, so help you God? Congratulations.
Okay. Moving on to item 6, communications and reports from the town manager, Mr. Maniscalco.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In terms of my written report for all of you, the hazard mitigation grant, due to the public conversation at our last meeting regarding this grant, town staff have since heard from 4 state officials that have explained to us that they have the funds from the federal government and encourage us to begin the project. However, they caution that if we do not finish the project within the allotted time, there will be challenges in getting an extension from the federal government. Additionally, we did find that this grant is a part of Attorney General Tong's lawsuit, and we have ample funds to cover the costs from other project closeouts. As a result, staff and I met, and we believe it is in the town's best interest to move forward with these projects. And actually, as of just yesterday, I believe they started work moving forward with that. Priest Farm parking. Some of you may have noticed work taking place at the Priest Farm. This is a parking area being implemented by MDC in order to aid in their water system expansion. The parking area is being funded by MDC and will benefit the Crosstown Trail. This area was a part of the trail project and approved by P&Z through the Crosstown Trail project. Community Center Cafe. Town staff have started ramping up to start the work of the cafe at the community center. The Human Services staff did an amazing job and have received enough donations to cover the cost of the project. This past week, we entered into an agreement with an architect to formalize the drawings so we can get this project moving. Tick information. With the summer upon us, tick season is in full swing. There are both new and old diseases carried by ticks in Connecticut, and the town wants to remind residents to check themselves for ticks after spending time outside. Additionally, the health department is updating its webpage with additional important information about ticks. If you do have a tick bite, you can save the tick while it is still alive and bring it to the health department to have it tested to determine if you have been exposed to any potentially dangerous diseases. Lastly, I wanted to take the opportunity to recognize the Patriotic Commission and the countless volunteers who helped with the Memorial Day Parade this year and did an excellent job with that. One other item not in my written report for all of you, just yesterday, late yesterday, but probably more like this morning, all of you received the tax collector's report. I'm very pleased to report to all of you that the tax collector has hit 99.4% collected for taxes. That's the overall collection rate. Compared to last year at this time, we were at 99.38%. So we've actually surpassed last year's collection rate. The ladies in the office and gentlemen in the office are doing a great job in terms of making those collections. I'd be happy to answer any questions the council has.
Thank you, Mr. Maniscalco, for putting this TIC information out here, because I know I spoke to you last week, because I spoke to a resident that I saw at the First Responders Breakfast who brought it to my attention about the new diseases, and I believe Greenwich, I think it was Greenwich, that had the updated webpage with all the new diseases. So thank you for this.
You're welcome.
And Councilor King.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Maniscalco, for your report. Inquiry about the Community Center Cafe, which is awesome that the work is getting done. Who did we enter into an agreement with? Did we put that out for RFP or?
Yeah, so they entered into a quick architectural agreement to just do some quick drawings for the construction company. If it was over the allotted dollar amount, I don't believe it was. They would have had to go out for an RFP, but I believe they have a set of people that they hired off a state contract.
Okay. Councilor Lewis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On the grant, you had mentioned that if we don't get the work in time, we don't get to use all the grant. However, there are ample funds anyway. But I think the ample funds are ours, and we'd rather, is there a chance we can escalate it to finish on time within the grant parameters so we don't tap into our ample funds?
Correct. So essentially what we did is we've started the project. We're moving that forward with the intention of completing it within the grant funding timeline that they have. Our total project timeline from when Mr. Stetson was here, I believe, was 8 weeks. I believe we have probably more like a year for the whole grant, for the grant itself before we would need to ask for an extension. They're not confident we would get an extension at this point, in which case if we didn't, we would then use other funds from other sources that we have within the town. That being said, it's 100% within my goal to get the project done within the timeline allotted, so that way we don't need to request an extension. And that's the reason why why we moved forward so quickly.
Councilor Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Maniscalco, I'm not sure if this is for you or if you can direct it to whomever it should go to, but over the last several weeks, I have heard from numerous parents of high school students about one particular establishment in town that has gained quite a reputation for selling vapes and tobacco products to underage high schoolers. So I wasn't sure, like, who in the town
That would go to the police department.
Okay.
Maybe you and I can speak offline afterwards, and we can get some more specifics and go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Balboni.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Maniscalco, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I just wanted to ask you again so everybody could hear the answer. The open space that the town has purchased for farmland, such as the Priest property that you just mentioned, a couple people were concerned that it was not being farmed, but you told me that it is.
Correct. This last fall, there were pumpkins that were grown on it, I believe. All the different parcels of property that the town leases out to different farmers. Some of it, of course, is used for hay, but those crops do rotate. So sometimes I believe we've had pumpkins, peppers. I'm trying to think what else. Some types of squash, some corn, I believe, has also been grown on different parcels. So, but that does rotate on a regular basis, as anybody involved in agriculture knows that you need to rotate your crops in order to not destroy the property that you're on. So,
perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Councilor Pendleton.
Thank you. Mr. Maniscalco, instead of having Mr. Summers come in here and speak to us about the preparing for the summer and the hurricane season and everything else, I was reading your report, and there is a spot for, it says, never too early to prepare for an emergency. So folks can be prepared for whatever storms we may have coming, the summer storms, the hurricane, what have you, by going to www.ready.gov. So folks can go to that and find out what to do to prepare with batteries, tarps, things like that, water, food, whatever it may be that they could need or use within their homes. But just it's better to be done now than sorry later kind of thing. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, seeing nothing further. Thank you, Mr. Maniscalco.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving on to item 7, public input for items on the agenda. Public input shall not exceed 30 minutes. When recognized by the mayor, speakers shall approach the lectern, give their name and address. Speakers shall avoid personal attacks or impugning or alleging an improper motive to any person. The speaker may address the council on any item on the agenda. The speaker shall limit their speaking time to 5 minutes. Can you turn the mic on, please? There you go. And did you sign in the sign-in sheet?
Hello, councilors. My name is Jason Card, and my address is 35 Ivy Drive in Meriden, Connecticut. And I'm here to approach all the councilors regarding a whistleblower case that I have that is kind of a little bit private. I have already spoken to Councilor Stephen King.
What are you?
I have a whistleblower case I would like to address.
Okay, this section, item 7 for public input, is for items that are on the agenda. So this is the only portion of that you can speak to anything that's on the agenda. To speak to anything that is not on the agenda is item number 15.
Okay, sorry about that. I apologize.
No problem. Okay, is there anyone who'd like to come forward for any item on the agenda? Okay, going once, twice. Okay, seeing none. Moving on to item 8. Councilor King.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that we approve the May 19th, 2025 Town Council regular meeting minutes. Ask that it be resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby approves the minutes of the regular Town Council meeting as of May 19th, 2025.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any changes, corrections to the agenda? Minutes? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilor Buganski? Councilor Lewis? Councilor Balboni? Councilor Carey? Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Councilor Roulette?
Abstain.
Councilor King?
Yes.
Councilor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Councilor Pendleton?
Yes.
Okay,
7 yeses, 2 abstentions.
okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 9, communications from liaisons, officers, and boards directly responsible to the council. Councilor Carey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Planning and zoning met last Tuesday. They had a public hearing on the application 2517P, which is the Down East Design Commercial Zone Overlay. What's important about this is that is the Wheeler property, the property behind Joanne Fabrics. Following the public hearing, the Planning and Zoning did approve with some modifications the verbiage, the text amendment for that property. I want to commend Planning and Zoning for the work they did, as well as the Planning Department. This was something that came up probably 9 months ago, and Planning and Zoning put together a subcommittee that worked with the developer, with residents of the town, with people from other town commissions to come up with a solution that would work for the town. So just really nice job of handling that. They also reviewed a number of small changes to regulations. There's 3 pages, so I won't go through them all during the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilor Baganski?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Real briefly, the Economic Development Committee, Commission, met last month, and they're still trying to kick off the business registry program. They're doing a sort of a targeted approach at this point, just out visiting restaurants, having some limited success at this time, so I would just put it out to the public. If they do stop by and ask you to fill out these forms, if you would, take 5 minutes, fill it out and send it back in so we could kind of get this kicked off. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, seeing nothing further, moving on to item 10, reports from committees. Seeing none. Item 11. Councilor Carey?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution appointing Christy Shaler as a member of the Social Justice and Racial Equity Commission.
Point of order for a second, please.
Sure.
Just for a second. I need to ask Madison something. There is no signature on any of these. Do you know who submitted it and the date that that was submitted?
Those, yeah.
Okay, because they should have the signature, the party affiliation, and the date. So right now, it doesn't show that anyone from the Republican Party submitted these. I don't know who these came from.
Okay, I can get that information for
Do you have that? Do you have some with a signature on it?
I don't have that right now.
But were they given to you with a signature on it or given to you without a signature?
This is how they were given to me.
That's how it came to you, without signatures? Came without signatures? I'm sorry, can you?
The resignation letters from each individual are in our packet, and they have the signatures on them.
I understand that, but the appointments, are these just all resignations, or are these appointments also? This is an appointment for Mark on WPCA.
And it does not have the nominating committee chair name on the very bottom?
Negative, it's blank. Everything is blank. We don't know who submitted these. All blank,
Yeah,
no
they
signature,
usually
no.
usually her name.
They all
is-
have to be signed and dated and what political party before you can accept them. So these shouldn't even be going forward this evening. They're not even signed.
Attorney
That's-
Corella?
That's the standard practice. They all have to be submitted with a signature. I mean, I understand that we have, but we're doing appointments here, and I understand we have the resignations. Those are easily acceptable because we have the resignation letters. But appointments, we shouldn't be doing appointments without a signature from the party that's stating they're appointing these people. We don't know. We don't know what party. We don't know who. We don't know the nominating chair. Who does, the last meeting, we had some. I don't even look then. Just asking.
Through you, Madam Chair, if I might.
Sure.
Just in regards to the appointments, I'm going to assume, and I'm very thankful that you're taking over for Kathy. I recognize the fact that, yes, you are taking over for our usual town clerk who may have received these, and perhaps this was just missing in absentia. So I don't want to put that on you at all. That being said, I would rather handle the appointments in the effort of saying, okay, perhaps there was something missed, as opposed to because our clerk in absentia is not here, that she might have missed it. For all we know, it could be in the office.
But we have the party affiliation to the right, next to the term end date. That should suffice that we know that they're from, being submitted from the,
Right. And the rules on the bottom state that it should be submitted on Monday prior to the town council meeting, and it should always be submitted with a signature, party affiliation, and date. We don't know when these were received, if they were received on the Monday before. I mean, this is, because this has caused problems in the past, I don't know, it's not you. I don't know when they were given to her, and each party knows that they have to sign party affiliation and date. Each party clearly knows that. We've been doing that for years, since we've had the problem initially, and that's why these were created, and that's why there's information and instructions on the bottom. So I don't know if this even happened at the last meeting, we could check, but I know here it just caught my attention because there's no signature or date.
or a typed name, because I think, because they come via email, so these are submitted via email.
Yeah.
Counselor Willett?
So I can tell you, I was asked to submit my resignations in person, wedding signature in front of her, hand it to her.
Right.
That's what I did.
Right, that's the clerk.
She's taught,
Yeah.
these are nominations, Counselor Willett, so,
Right, okay.
yeah.
So, and even if these are sent by email,
I know, it should have the typed name on the bottom, because I have seen those in the past.
even type name, party affiliation, and the date, because it states here that it should be submitted Monday prior to the council. I don't know if it was. I'm just, because I know we had difficulty in the past.
Correct.
We had difficulty where people were trying to get put on and appointed to something the day before the meeting, and that's why this file was created,
Correct.
this form. So this caught my eye, and I don't know how long it's been going on.
Madam Mayor, I think you have somebody from the Republican Town Committee that wants
That's
to address
Mr.
you.
Edwards.
You just turned it off, turn it back on.
Would it make it easier if I signed it? I'm a member of the nominating committee for the Republican Town Committee. I say, if, to your point, Councilor Pendleton, I think if you looked back over the past 15 years probably, I don't think this is one isolated incident on either party. I would say that you've probably seen things, and I'm not sure today why there's a big stink about this.
Excuse me, sir, and I'll tell you why. No. Excuse me. It's not a big stink. This is the official form that needs to be filled out with signature, party, and date, with the rules written at the bottom on how to do this, to get this submitted by the party with the signature.
Okay. I'm telling you, I'm sure the big board packet would say when the email was submitted with it, but I am more than happy as a member of the nominating committee for the South Windsor Republican Town Committee to sign the form if you need a wet signature right now. For your records.
Attorney Corella?
Again, through you, Madam Mayor.
Yes, Counselor King?
I do appreciate what you're saying, and I would like this for the record, as we've had things that have been off the record.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We've had things that have come up before that have been misunderstandings, and they've been brought up by yourself, and said transparency, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
Thank you. What I was originally saying is this. Mistakes get made, and I understand where my fellow Councilor Pendleton is coming from. However, we do have a new town clerk that is in place because our regular town clerk is on vacation.
No, she's medical.
Medical. She's not here, and it could have been missed by accident. I'm saying that I don't have a problem with the fact that this could have been potentially missed if we can find the original email where this was presented, because it could have just been an accidental mistake. And for me, I have no problem with accepting these particular appointments, although I do completely agree with Councilor Pendleton. But again, I just want to make sure that for the record that is being said to my friend typing, that mistakes get made, and sometimes you need to accept when a mistake is made honestly.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
For the record, nope, I just want to make sure. because you come up on more than one occasion and want transparency and what we could do if we wanted to, since you want to come up and say what you want to say, is we could, unfortunately, Mr. Ouellette could stand down and his vote would not happen because none of this has been signed. Don't. It's better that you just be cool because I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help right now. I'm really trying to help. I'm really trying to help, and too many people are jumping up and you're not realizing what I'm trying to help you do. I agree that these should be taken, but recognize that mistakes can be made, and we need to understand that going forward from time to time. So I have no problem with accepting these. I do agree with Councilor Pendleton because we have made mistakes in the past, but at the same time, we're a council that says, you know what? Mistakes can be made, but I don't believe that it was a mistake that was made intentionally.
And
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay.
Yes,
I can report.
Hold on 1 second,
Sure.
please. The emails of the resignations were sent in to the council, Mr. Maniscalco, Catherine Senerth, Madison Lathe, Michelle Light, because of the planning and zoning. They were sent in on the 23rd. So I'm going to, I don't like to use the word assume, but I have to assume that these were sent in on Friday. Correct. They should have a signature on them, but I think we can accept these. I will accept them that they came in on Friday, the 23rd, because we had our agenda meeting on the 26th.
So the resignation letters are not my concern.
Correct.
Someone can submit a resignation any point in time. It's the appointments and nominations from the political party that concerns me. I don't know who the nominating chair is. I don't know any of that. I don't know who should be signing this. I don't know if the Republicans even met to say, yeah, this is okay, we're going to go with this and appoint these people, because it's not down here at all. We're appointing people without even knowing that it's okay with the RTC because their nominating chair did not sign this. That's what concerns me. That's what concerns me. There is a policy and procedure, sir. We do have rules, and we do have paperwork that we have to follow. Not that it's bothering me now for any particular reason. I just noticed it wasn't signed. And my very first note here is, where's the signature? That's it. I have no particular issue. It's just, I don't know. We don't know that if you weren't there in the nominating committee or you weren't there at your RTC meeting, how do you know that this is who your RTC is putting up? We don't know that. There's no signature. I don't want to appoint someone without knowing that that's perfect and that's what you guys wanted. Did you receive an email, Madison, with the appointments from the nominating chair of the RTC?
Yes,
You have that email? Do you know who it was sent from?
from Stephanie Dexter.
Okay, and you have a copy of that email?
I can look for that.
I'd like to, can we call for a
Please, please.
recess until Madison comes back with the email that says that it came from Stephanie Dexter?
Perfect.
So it will be
Perfect.
10 minutes, just in case?
That's okay with me, thank you.
Okay, 10-minute recess? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 10-minute recess.
Honestly thought we were going to be on.
Counselor Pendleton, call the meeting back to order. Are you comfortable with the email string?
I am, thank you, but I would like to make it a point to the Republican nomination chairperson, Stephanie Dexter, sign these or have them attached and write it clearly in her email that the nominations are attached. So that way we know, but I do believe it states on the very bottom of this form, also all information should be filled in or will not be accepted. So there's 3 blanks on the bottom just for the record, submitted by, no name, party affiliation, no name, and date, no date. So we don't know when this was submitted based on this, on our form, which should be filled out correctly, and Ms. Dexter knows that this has been going on for some time. So a signature prior to her sending them to us as a copy or an attachment or what have you would be appropriate. I mean, I don't know why she didn't just sign it and fill it in and date it and then submit it.
I'm just going to assume that she probably just attached it and sent it in quickly.
That's
So-
fine.
But will you accept the email chain that it did come into Madison for?
Yes,
May
I
20
will. I will. Thank you. I just didn't know, like I said, I didn't know where it came from.
Yep.
No date, no anything. So yes, I'll accept that.
Okay, so we can move on.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay,
But please note, going forward, that won't be acceptable because of this. In past meetings, we have a record of non-signature. So that's why we stick to this very tightly.
Okay,
Sorry.
moving back to first reading, Counselor Carey, and
Thank you, Madison.
you don't have to read individual.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Motion to approve 11A1 through 11A2 as the first reading on the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Or, okay, a roll call, please.
Counselor Buganski? Counselor Lewis? Counselor Balboni?
Aye.
Counselor Carey?
Aye.
Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Counselor King?
Yes.
Oh, pardon. Counselor Roulette?
Yes.
Counselor Fitzgerald? Yes. Counselor Pendleton?
Yes.
8 yeses, 1 abstention.
Okay, motion carries. Moving on to 11B. Counselor Buganski?
Motion to approve 11B1 through 11B2 as a second reading on the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Okay, 11C, miscellaneous, having none. Item 12, unfinished business, having none. New business, 13A, Counselor Balboni.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution nominating Carolyn Carey as Deputy Mayor. Be it resolved, the South Windsor Town Council hereby nominates Carolyn Carey to the position of Deputy Mayor effective June 2nd, 2025 to serve until the expiration of their term or until their successor is duly chosen.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Abstentions? Abstain. Roll call, please.
Counselor Buganski? Counselor Lewis? Counselor Balboni? Counselor Carey? Mayor Delnicki?
Abstain.
Counselor Roulette?
Aye.
Counselor King?
No.
Counselor Fitzgerald? No. Counselor Pendleton?
Before I cast my vote, I have a question. Mr. Town Attorney, should Ms. Carey voting for herself or should she abstain?
She can vote for herself.
Okay, thank you. No.
5 yeses, 3 noes, 1 abstention.
Okay, motion carries.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Musical chairs.
Don't we have executive session? What's the matter? What? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Okay. We have, we have a personal meeting, executive session. We have executive session. Yours and mine. Oh, yeah.
Okay, moving on, 13B, Counselor King.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move that the South Windsor Town Council hereby approve a request to fly the pride flag from June 15th, 2025 through June 30th, 2025. I asked the town manager, Michael Maniscalco, to have the flag raised on the flagpole at the Wapping Community House on Sunday, June 15th, 2025, and lowered on Monday, June 30th, 2025, in honor of Pride Month as shown in Exhibit A.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Counselor King? No? Any discussion? Counselor Lewis?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you remember, last year I tried to bring this up. I am opposed to this, and the only reason I'm opposed to it has nothing to do with people, persons, but because I believe if we limit the flag flying to just the American flag, it represents everybody. To start signifying different groups, whatever they are, is not inclusive. And yet the name of trying to fly it is supposed to be inclusive. Well, it's setting something else as separate and apart from. And again, I'm strongly in favor of, I loved some of the essays that we read, and I underlined things. They said, what are you, grading them? And I was underlining supporting the values of the diversity of this country, the commitment to get involved, to do things, to be active. And again, diversity was mentioned. We are a diverse nation. We're a diverse town. I celebrate that diversity with everyone else. But I think we need to also highlight and celebrate what we're unified under. We're all Americans, and we're all members of the citizens of the town, and I don't think we should be separating ourselves by special groups with separate flags, and that's why I'm voting against it.
Counselor Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I find it curious that last year, Councilor Lewis, you had brought this up and wanted to have a subcommittee to discuss this, and you discussed that really the only flags that should be flown are the American flag, the town flag, but earlier this year, on April 19th, you voted in favor of the special request to fly the Army flag. And on May 5th, you voted to fly the Public Works flag. So I'm just curious as to where the line is for you. If you are not in favor of flying flags, it seems like this is the only flag that you are not in favor of flying. So I'm just trying to understand the logic.
I could see how you'd think that. The Army flag is American as far as I can see. It's not a separate, it's part of under who we are. Sometimes I just go in the flow. I've been told that I need to have someone from the Democrat Party to join me on a committee to talk about the flags, and I haven't been able to do that as of yet. Admittedly, I work full-time. I do this, which is busy, and many other things, so I just haven't had the chance to try and say, time to focus on this. If any of you would be willing to be on a committee with me to bring up other people from the town and to discuss it, that'd be good. But right now, I haven't done that. But I hold to my convictions. It's not. I have many relationships and care for many people who are of diversity. Knowing that I need to be very careful with my wording, so I don't want to set anything ablaze. But we're all created in the image of God. And I respect that. And everyone has the right for freedom, has the right for expression, has the right to be a citizen here, but that's because we're all Americans. And so I can understand how you would have that thought, but it's not that way. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Your no? And abstentions? Okay, roll call, please.
Counselor Willett?
Aye.
Counselor Buganski?
Aye.
Counselor Lewis?
No.
Counselor Balboni? Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Carey?
Aye.
Counselor King?
Yes.
Counselor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Counselor Pendleton?
Yes.
8 yeses, 1 no.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. And moving on to 13C, Counselor Pendleton.
Resolution amending a previously approved resolution setting the 2025-2026 tax rate for real estate / personal property and motor vehicle to be levied on October 1, 2024 grand list. Be it resolved that the tax rate of 35.61 mils for real estate and personal property and 32.46 for motor vehicle be levied on the grand list of October 1, 2024.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Counselor Fitzgerald?
Yes, so just for clarification, this is being read again because I think on the one that we approved the last time said October 1st, 2025?
That is correct.
That's correct? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any further discussion? Counselor Willett?
A question. So while I watched all of the videos on this, I didn't participate in the budget process. So would it be okay if I abstain from this since I wasn't
Sure.
participating?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Roll call, please.
Counselor Willett? Counselor Buganski? Counselor Lewis? Counselor Balboni? Mayor Delnicki?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Carey? Counselor King?
Yes.
Counselor Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Counselor Pendleton?
Yes.
8 yeses, 1 abstention.
Great, thank you, motion carries. Okay. Moving on to 13D, Counselor Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Resolution approving refund batch number 18 for 14 refunds totaling $4,823.20. Be it resolved that the South Windsor Town Council hereby approves 14 refunds, the total of said refunds being $4,823.20 as more fully described in Exhibit B.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item 14, passage of ordinance. Moving on to item 15, public input for any matter. Public input for any matter, any other matter over which the council has jurisdiction shall not exceed 30 minutes. When recognized by the mayor, the speaker shall approach the lectern, give their name and address. Speakers shall avoid personal attacks or impugning or alleging an improper motive to any person. The speakers may address the council on any item over which the council has jurisdiction. The speakers shall limit their speaking time to 5 minutes. Anyone like to come forward?
Yes, my name is Jason Card, 35 Ivy Drive in Meriden, Connecticut.
Can you just move the, just slide it down carefully?
Is that better?
And, yeah, perfect.
All right, there you go.
What town did you say you're from?
So I'm currently living in Meriden, is my current residence, and I'm here to bring attention to a possible whistleblower case regarding a nonprofit organization within the town of South Windsor, and it revolves my company, some personal matters regarding my home, and the nonprofit Friends of Wapping Fair. I've brought up the circumstance already to Councilor Stephen King Jr., who said I should approach you guys today regarding the situation. It kind of has a lot of personal matters that are hard to kind of explain. But I was part of Wapping Fair, volunteering and helping restart that nonprofit, and they've kind of attacked my business and made me lose my home. My girlfriend was on the board of directors.
Okay, can you hold on one second?
Attorney
Hold on. Attorney Corella, is this in our jurisdiction, in our purview?
I don't know exactly what this gentleman is talking about. It sounds like it's about a nonprofit in South Windsor.
The South Windsor Wapping Fair.
The Wapping Fair. So you'd have some jurisdiction over that. I'm not exactly sure what he's describing, but if it's about the Wapping, if it's about Wapping Fair grounds or something in the town of South Windsor, you certainly have jurisdiction over that.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to explain, but there's some, I believe, some very illegal activities regarding the board of directors, my company, and my personal property regarding my real estate, and a person that was my girlfriend, but also an employee for my company that was on the board of directors. She was on the board of directors as part of my company volunteering, and I had an application to be the president of Wapping Fair, and she had cheated on me with one of the members of the board of directors, and other people at the fair brought it to my attention, and I sold my home to buy a home with her, and I had a deposit on a home in East Hartford with her, and there's a lot to the story. I don't know how much to explain now, but in regards, she had already been cheating on me with people on the Wapping Fair when I had an application to be president, and she coaxed me into selling my home to buy one in her son's school district, and then when I moved into the house, she illegally kicked me out and then tried to get a restraining order on me illegally. I was illegally evicted and left homeless.
Yes, Councilor Pendleton.
Point of order.
Yep.
The personal information about the situation is not relevant to the town of South Windsor.
And we don't have jurisdiction.
Well, and we don't have jurisdiction over his relationship. So getting to the point of
What are you looking for?
the Wapping Fair issue with your company, I think.
Correct.
maybe is something more that we need to
So my
hear about?
company was volunteering and volunteering services. We did all the promotion. We got all of the food trucks and we got all of the vendors. We did all of the marketing, and I also did all of the media coverage, and I was the only one that was not paid, and I gave my company numbers to the fair to get paid, and Becky, my employee, who was my girlfriend that I was buying a house with, took the funds. She got paid. There's a lot of cover-up. Listen, there's a lot of other stuff I can whistleblow. If you want it all out, we'll go to town here, because there's a lot that you guys don't know regarding Paul Petrillo and lawsuits coming towards the fair and how they started muscling around, and regarding Mitchell Fuel being the main sponsor and pushing me away from the presidency.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
you can gavel this gentleman to order if you feel that he's getting out of order, which I think he's kind of crossing that line. It's your council to decide how you want to handle public input. I don't see where this is under your jurisdiction, other than what he was describing about the Wapping Fair Association. And I think those concerns can be addressed to yourself or the town manager's office.
Yeah, we don't have any jurisdiction over the Wapping Fair because they're their own private 501c3.
They don't have a 501c. They're applying for one currently.
Madam Mayor, can I just make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Since maybe we don't want to talk about all of this in a public forum, maybe what I could do is I could give you my business card, and you could reach out to me either email or phone call, and we can set up a time to talk, maybe yourself and the mayor, and we can go from there. Yeah, you're welcome.
Moving on to any of the other, not on the agenda, or any matter.
Lauren Chung, Diane Drive. I think I can be of service with answering your question, Councilor Fitzgerald, about why don't mean to speak to you, so speak for you, Councilor Lewis, but maybe I can just provide a little clarification. Military flags represent official branches of the U.S. government, institutions created by the Constitution, tasked with national defense and serving all Americans. Flying them on town property honors that service and reflects a universal, nonpartisan commitment to our country. The pride flag, while meaningful to many, represents a social and political movement, not a government institution. Displaying it on public buildings blurs the line between government neutrality and advocacy. The two are not comparable in purpose, scope, or official standing. Municipal flagpoles should honor service to the nation, not endorse particular causes.
Thank you. Anyone else to come forward at this time? Anyone else to come forward at this time? Seeing none. Moving on to item 16. Deputy Mayor Carey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. On Tuesday, May 20th, I had the opportunity to attend the senior thesis presentations made by high school seniors enrolled in writing a multimodal composition. It was a University of Connecticut dual enrollment course. This year's theme was travel, exploring both physical journeys and the movement of information. The students developed a unique inquiry question focused on a travel-related topic, conducted research, crafted compelling evidence-based research papers, and thoughtfully addressed their inquiry questions. And then they designed creative multimodal projects. As an attendee, I had the opportunity to meet the different students who shared their materials. I don't want to give exact numbers, but as my understanding, there were 70 students in each session, so about 140 students. They were so impressive, which is why I wanted to share this with you. The topics they came up with, the research they did, the various ways that they looked at this question, everything from, the impact of immigration on our culture to whether or not we should go to Mars and what the health risk would be if we went to Mars. Just great topics. Their presentations were just fabulous. So wanted to commend the students. There may be more teachers in this, but the two teachers that invited us were Mrs. Kara Quinn and Miss Sherry McGall. So thank you very much for the invitation, and just congratulations to the high school. If you get a chance next year, it was 2 hours. It went so fast. I was like wishing for a couple more hours. I know I'm a little nerdy, but just such impressive young people. So really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Balboni.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Last Friday, I actually got to go to the high school to judge the 9th grade science fair. Actually, one of the winners tonight, Girish Prasad, was one of the people I actually got to judge. He had done some solar panel computations, came up with all sorts of graphs, and then pulled out derivatives. I'm like, I don't think I learned that in 9th grade, but that was pretty impressive. Some of these kids had projects where they were saying they wanted to put solar panels on satellites, microwave beam the power down to a plant, and distribute it that way so that we're not destroying farmland by putting all the solar panels everywhere. Very impressive. And other ones were talking about the fires out in West Coast there. And they were talking about seed bombs, which I didn't know what a seed bomb was, but the word bomb got me interested. And they improved on the seed bomb, which I guess already exists, that I've never heard of. And they added fungi to this seed bomb to make it grow better, faster, and even gave me a sample of a seed bomb, which I plan on planting at home and seeing how that works. But just seeing these 9th graders, it was really impressive. I'm very humbled by what these kids taught me that day in the very little time I got to spend with them. It was about 14 different projects I think I got to see, and it was amazing, really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Pendleton.
I wasn't sure where to ask this question, if it was under Mr. Maniscalco's report or council communication, but because it came to the council, I'm going to accept it as council communication. We received an email asking about how much bulky waste pickup costs the town each year. Could you follow up with that email? And that was asked by Deputy Mayor Carey, the number that was given to us, and divide that by how many homes, businesses, or wherever we made the stops to pick up the bulky waste? That way we have the correct number with the grand number and the division of how many. That way we could all know how much it costs us each. Thank you.
Okay, seeing nothing further, item 17. Deputy Mayor.
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session and invite Town Manager Michael Maniscalco to discuss 17A personnel issue. Michael Maniscalco, Town Manager, evaluation.
We have a second? Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. And item 18 will be adjournment, but we will not be returning to this location for adjournment. We will adjourn the meeting from, we're not done yet. We will be adjourning the meeting from executive session. So